Third-Phase-of-Moon. Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. I just wanted to thank everybody in regards to our latest documentary, Countdown to Disclosure, is now climbing to the top of the charts, and we have made it to the 4th place among a bunch of other Hollywood big budget documentaries, but these little guys known as Third Phase of Moon is beating them out, and it's thanks to you, the biggest fans from around the world who love this field that we're in. Are we alone? No, we're not. But as we're looking at this list, you can see the competition, and we're the ones that are taking the top place, and it's exciting. The 4th place is not a bad place to be, and we're going to be getting to number 1 just shortly. Again, it just came out this weekend, and it is breaking all the expectations. It's getting there, and we appreciate everybody. And if you haven't seen it, go watch Countdown to Disclosure, the secret technology behind the Space Force. Check it out on Amazon Prime, iTunes, and please leave a comment, some of your commentary in regards to what you thought of the film. It really helps get the word out. Now, buckle up, everybody. We got a lot of videos that we're going to be going over tonight with the panel members. We got Rich from Goof On and Michael from Dark Hour Paranormal. We've asked them to go through some of the archives of Third Phase of Moon. And let me tell you, they found some great UFO videos. It's good to see them again. I don't think a lot of you have seen any of these things, so buckle up, everybody. Let's get it started right now with Rich from Goof On. The secrets below the Cheyenne Mountain, known as NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, is charged with missions of aerospace warning. The warnings include detection and validation of warnings attack against North America, whether by aircraft, missiles, or space vehicles through mutual support arrangements with other commands. This is coming directly from the site of NORAD. They did state space vehicles is NORAD out there to defend against extraterrestrials invading Earth. Well, we have insight from a person that shared information from a person who works inside NORAD and the implications behind ET and unexplained objects that do enter our atmosphere. Listen up, everybody. You have a relative that worked for the Air Force?
He worked at NORAD. He actually worked for NORAD. And
Wow.
But getting his radar hits where there have been things going at speeds that I know, we are not capable of going. He goes where I was working, and he wouldn't tell me exactly where, but I think his brother told me he monitors like incoming ballistic missiles and stuff coming over like Alaska. I think that's his area. But he said that some of these things were going like 6, 7, 8,000 miles an hour. But he did tell me, he goes, David, I'll tell you right now, he goes, even though I think he retired as a colonel, but when I was talking to him, he was a captain. He goes, there are things in our military that even I don't know about. He goes, there's parts of our military that even if you're in the military, you're not in the know. He goes, I'll just, and he goes, and I can't really, I won't say anymore. But, so, I mean, it's very interesting that it's such a hush-hush type thing, and I mean, he wasn't that he was scared or anything like that. He just was telling us, he goes, there's stuff, in our military that we, even us in the military do not know, about, he goes, it's not, this is what we have. So it is interesting because and the fact that he is telling us that he's telling me, and he didn't personally do it, but that one night I guess a fellow coworker had told him about that they had to scramble some jets because I guess there's some places that just, I didn't even know this, it happens, but that there's places where commercial jets aren't even able to fly over, and he said that I didn't even know that happened. I figured once you're up in the air, you're up in the air. But apparently there are places that, that commercial jets are not allowed to fly over. And he said that they scrambled, you know, some jets to steer off something. But they said that, he goes, from what he was told, you know, they couldn't even get close to it. It was just, you know, 1 minute they were a mile out, you know, and I'm making up these numbers because I can't remember exactly what he said, but whenever they would try to get close to him, to whatever it was, you know, it would go from 1 mile to 18 miles away, you know, and it was like it was playing a game. But it was very interesting, you know, to listen to someone talk about that type of stuff.
Nice. And so did he threaten you guys afterwards? Like, said, if you tell anybody this, I'm gonna have to
no, because he you know, he just, you know, he's a real cool guy, and I mean, he just, you know, and he's younger than I am, so I check it. No, I'm just joking. He's a real good guy, and he just, you know, he knows that, you know, that we're into that type of stuff, you know, and it's just, it isn't.
If the claims are true, which I think they are, I think this guy heard the story correctly and is telling it correctly, that they were trying to chase these objects, UFOs or whatever you want to call them nowadays, UAPs, off-world vehicles, meta-propulsion craft. They were going from 1 mile away to 18 miles away in a blink of an eye. Now, he didn't say it, but he insinuated it. So, you know, from 1 mile to 18 miles away, anytime they got close, that's a blink of an eye. That's what we heard about a Tic Tac can do. I'm not saying it's a Tic Tac, but I'm telling you, I really don't know. I am so on the fence about whether it's us or it's them or it's a mixture of both.
Now let's take it out to Dark Hour Paranormal. He's dug up some goodies here. Let's see what Michael's got.
Today, I'd like to go over a couple of very interesting, more recent sightings, well, at least one of them, that may or may not have some similarities between the two in respect to the shape of the object that is being viewed in the sky, along with perhaps some of the lights. But generally, there are a couple similarities that go between these sightings, in my opinion, and of course, the implications of that may stretch further with other sightings that have been reported. But without further ado, let's get right into this and take a look.
Now we're watching this from Mexico. Check it out.
Bueno, como que está bajando, pero se está. Ay, ya sé. No, qué miedo. No, qué miedo. Ya se está yendo. Ya se... Sí, pero...
We're looking at the video again, and obviously there's something going on. We could hear a major disturbance with the people that are filming it. The dogs are barking. A young girl is terrified, and along, it seems to me, the mother, you could hear their panic. They don't know what they're looking at, and there is a massive object that we're looking at. Getting a close-up look, you can see whatever this craft is descending behind the tree line. Brett, what do you make of this?
Yeah, it's crazy. This came in from UFO Alien Santana. Thanks for the heads up and the link to this. We haven't confirmed who the actual person that filmed this, but man, what they're seeing is incredible. What is it? Is it some sort of helium balloon prop? But looking at this thing, it's quite massive. And look at that. It goes behind the trees. The LED lights kind of throw me off. What's with the colors of this thing?
Yep, exactly. It does have that digital LED look. It doesn't look alien in origin, if you ask me, with the LED lights. But then again, there might be boosting people up or getting them prepped for something big that's going to happen, because whatever this craft is, it's quite large. And hopefully we could find out exactly what happened. We're sharing this right now. If anybody in Mexico City witnessed this, send it to us right here at Third Phase of Moon, because there's some pretty incredible stuff going on over there, and this is breaking. It just happened within 24 hours.
Alright, so to say that this sighting is interesting is certainly an understatement, again in my opinion. And yet I can't shake the feeling that I've seen something like this before. Whether it was in our skies or whether it was some model designed in movies, this is a particular sighting and a particular shape of craft that has been around for a very long time. Now, one of the interesting things about this video in particular is that we are seeing it descend onto the ground behind the trees and it does seem like it's landing somewhere. Could these sightings possibly be small-scale or little signs of the false flag invasion? I very rarely see anything land on the ground, even in videos that are submitted. So, in my opinion, again, this is very unique. And let's keep in mind, too, that a lot of times, although the reaction seems incredibly genuine watching this sighting here, there are a lot of cultures that accept extraterrestrial presence a little bit more readily, perhaps because of their history. Now, just to make a quick remark on the reaction and some of the fear and uncertainty you hear in people's voices, which I do believe is very warranted, especially in many of these circumstances, could this be something primordial? Some sort of fear that we remember seeing things come from the sky, and all of a sudden we have this fear arise in us in an innate fashion, wherein we just don't know what we're looking at, but we're recalling that traumatic experience of some sort of engagement in the past. Hey, it's possible that that's part of it, but either way, you know, I don't blame anyone for having a very surprised reaction when seeing something like this that they can't explain. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit, very briefly, about the shape of this object. It reminds me of Kecksburg. It's an acorn shape as far as I can tell, especially looking at the placement of the lights. Now, Blake and Brent mentioned the string of what appear to be LED lights on the bottom, but there's also that light on the top, again, sort of illuminating a little bit more of the outline of this particular object. I mean, this is fascinating, and again, the idea that it might actually be landing somewhere, I wonder what they're doing as soon as they do. Are they staying there? Are they getting out of the craft, whoever it is? Now, this object makes no sound, at least from what we can tell in the video, and, you know, it's obviously not propelled by any sort of Newtonian physics that we're familiar with. So, is it ours, or is it extraterrestrial? Let's get to the next sighting, which is no less captivating. This is from October of this past year, which is somewhat recent, but again, we're still seeing these objects in our skies.
I'm on the freeway, but what the is that in the sky? It's a triangle.
Third phase of moon, Blake Cousins, we got some breaking news for you, and it's big. Is this the massive TR-3B being shot via the 405 south on the 110 freeway? Well, Joseph Sanchez managed to capture something quite incredible, and we're sharing this to you right now. Listen.
Come on. That is definitely a TR-3B. Come on, guy. Come on, that is definitely a triangle craft of some sort. Absolutely. You could even tell, and you'll hear Blake say it, that you could see the blackness within the lights. Like that's an actual craft inside the lights. You know what I mean? The lights are on the edge of a craft. It's there. It's not just 3 balls of light. Pretty amazing. All right. Wow. It's one of the best ones I've ever seen.
All right, now he's in hot pursuit, trying to get better angles of this craft in the sky. It is quite incredible. Go ahead, listen to this.
The triangle just sitting in the sky. Right there. It is a full triangle. Not even joking. About to pull over.
You can see it's a craft. You can see easily.
There's a triangle.
That's crazy.
Right there. There's a triangle on the sky. What is that?
You know what makes me sad? Is that nobody else is out there recording it with them. Look at this. Everybody's just so aloof as to what's going on right above their heads. It's crazy. This has to be absolutely, unequivocally, the best triangle I've seen since. And I don't know of any other videos of a triangle this good. It's amazing to me. It doesn't really get any better than this. It's definitely not a blimp. I'm telling you, if that's a blimp, shame on me, you know. And it doesn't look like a balloon. It looks like a craft is there. You can see it. You can see the outline of it. And then there's this red flashing light that maybe if I could slow it a little bit, you know. Yeah, look at that. Let's go back a little bit. A little bit. All right. Come on. I have to put it right at the worst part. All right. That is pretty wicked. Let's go slower. Just because we can. We might as well. I mean, this is amazing. This should have been on the news. This should have been on all the CNN type shows. MSNBC, Fox News, whatever you call them. And look at this. Is this to the right of it an airplane coming over? Or is it another UFO? Huh. I didn't even recognize that, did you? It looks like it stopped right there. That thing stopped right there. That's another UFO. It stopped. Yes, it did. Check it out. We'll go in regular mode here. Let's just see. Maybe I'm being tricked. Let's watch. It's coming up. Come on, get rid of that thing. Where's the right? I want to see that ball of light to the right. It comes in and then it stops. I'm pretty sure. Watch. Here it is. And it stops right above this little nudge in the tree, whatever that thing is, divot. Watch. It's coming, and then it's going to stop, right? Okay, so I was being fooled. So it looks like an airplane is flying right by it. It looks like it might be a little further away from, it's not, I don't know. Whatever this thing is, it's there. It is a triangle. And it's probably the best one ever in the history of ufology. I don't know of anyone better. Does anybody? Anybody in the comment section? Can you put it in the comment section? I can't speak. I'm just watching this thing. And you even see a red light. Okay, so let's say, all right, is it an airplane? No, because we only see the one light. Right? We only see the one light. We don't see the green one. Pretty wild, right? One more time. I just love this thing. I don't... You know, it's not a reflection.
He will have made efforts to blend in. He will look like you, but he is not one of you. To those of you who may know of his current...
Unbelievable. I love it. Love it. Love it. Can't get enough.
To Kal-El, I say this. Surrender within 24 hours.
Interesting. I think right here, right above this light, I saw a flash. Let's see if it happens again. Maybe it's just a wobbling. It is, that light is brighter. So I'm imagining, because it's the angle of the craft, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's an illusion that it's a light flashing. It's just dancing around from the shaky camera. It's pretty amazing stuff. Let's get one more look. Just imagine driving down the road seeing this. He's driving, and I think that object is stuck in one spot. So it looks like it's moving with him, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It seems to be further ahead, like it is moving the same speed as him or close to it. Maybe it's just moving along with the flow of traffic, you know, just to have something to guide its own speed. You know, they're sitting in the UFO and they go, let's just go the same speed as the speed limit. So they chose 55, 65, whatever it is, and they're following the speed limit. It's got to be that. This is awesome. Watch. Oh no, you got me, guys, gals. You got me.
What actually caught your eye, Alex? Were you just like hanging out?
We're actually in the back. There's a back, and we were sitting there, and I saw something move across the sky, and I had no idea what it was. It wasn't making any noise, and it just sort of continued eastward, spun around once, and I thought it was a balloon, but then it didn't look like a balloon. So basically, I lost it in that direction somewhere.
We're looking at the video right now. Everybody's taking a look at it. We're going to do some enhancements as well, but apparently you have a friend in the industry that did their own enhancements?
Yeah, I have a friend who's a film editor, and I sent him the raw video, and I think one of the things that you had was that enhanced video. And I have a still that I grabbed out of the video, and that just looks very strange. The underside of that thing looks very strange.
So Alex, let me ask you this. Do you think you've seen a lot of aircraft in the sky, and now the military is coming out and saying that they're unexplained things and these Navy pilots are filming them. Do you think this is something possibly military involvement or something that's not of this world?
Well, if it's not a drone or a balloon, either they're flying them from the Air Force or someone's flying them from somewhere, right?
If there's one thing that we can agree on, it's that we have no idea what we're actually looking at. When we come up with our own theories and conjecture, that's exactly what it is. We don't really know what the military has in the way of technology definitively, and we surely don't know what the extent of the extraterrestrials' technology might be. Even though this particular sighting is a little bit more disc-shaped, I still think that there may be something reminiscent of that acorn shape within. Now, perhaps we were seeing in the last example something that was more archaic, perhaps a prototype from the past that they're still using and upgrading, and maybe we're seeing that upgraded version, many years of progression and development in the sighting that Alex saw. Now back to the world of conjecture, I believe that 80% of what we're seeing in our skies, 75% to 80% of what we see, is our own military and other private corporations that are exploring these technologies that they have back engineered from recovered craft or from other source of information. Could this be a drone? Absolutely. It might be a drone that we're not familiar with. Could be some sort of surveillance or monitoring vehicle that is used by our military. That wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities for me. Again, just not understanding, again, the current technology that they're using and perhaps creating with some of these odd crafts that are definitely there and present in our skies.
If these photographs are genuine, they are very interesting. It's the first time I've seen them, so we're looking to find out where did these come from. We want to get to the source of these, so I'm sure once we post this up, we're going to get a lot of information coming in, and that's why we do this. We want to find out what's going on around the world and then kind of follow up from the people that gives us the information and pretty much squash the stories if they need to be squashed, and maybe follow up on the stories if we still haven't found out what it is. So we're getting a lot of information, asking you, the public, what's going on. And I want to ask you, do you see that image to the right? It looks like we have two beings, but the one to the right has that definitely small.
Yeah, Blake, look at that. He's got his mouth agape and his eyes kind of seem focused. Is this some sort of stunt? Could these just be mannequins and set up for a photo op? Still, they're kind of unique. I've never seen these kind of alien models on the market. These seem something that I've never seen before. Look at that one on the left there. Oh, wow, this is interesting. There's those two beings, I guess.
Yeah, this is basically captured from within his vehicle. So it seems to me this image, it's pretty blurry. You get to make out, I guess, his feet. It's very rare when you see aliens put in a position where you get to see the feet. Usually they're from the torso up. It's interesting that we're seeing the feet, but this is a much clearer photograph of the two beings. And I'm going to push it up a little closer so we could make out the detail. And it's pretty interesting. You can see the blur through the windshield. And
I got to stop it here. What? Then what? I'm lost. Then where's the aliens here? I don't understand. Here? This is the alien? I'm a little bit, I'm really confused on this one. I don't know what I'm looking at. I see an alien head, right? And then there's the eye, but that's not the alien, is it? Is this the alien? Guys, I need help. Is this an arm? Is this the alien? I'm lost.
Then I'm going to push it up a little closer so we could make out the detail. And it's pretty interesting. You can see the blur through the windshield. And I believe whatever these beings are, they're actually out there. They're not like put in via Photoshop or anything. They seem to be actually in place.
Could that be somebody in a costume? Look at that.
Absolutely, I think so. But he does have more stories of his encounter where apparently...
Well, Brent asked Blake, could this be a guy in a costume? And he said, yeah. I mean, they brought it up. Okay? Not like they didn't bring it up. They brought it up. And I see a guy here wearing like here's something you may have never heard. For those of you who never read the old historic FBI abduction or interactions with alien documents, a lot of the people, even to this day, there are reports that aliens are wearing overalls or coveralls. Aliens with heads like this. That's what I see almost. I see, it looks like somewhat of an alien gray / reptilian wearing what may be coveralls. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, doesn't it? And you see these dungaree type lower half pants. I don't know if this guy's cutting logs or melting metal. But that looks legit right there, man. I don't remember seeing these photos when they came out.
Really, it's like, I don't know. We need to find out more. But here's outside of his vehicle. Appears to me that he states that these beings were trying to, open this lever or, I don't know, get into his vehicle. And apparently there's like some footprints that are surrounding the area outside his vehicle. We're going to pull up those photographs. Here's one of them.
Wait a second. Wait a second. This is like, I guess this is where the big toe is. See it? Whoa. That is like really, this looks like a rock that may have rolled down from somewhere here. Get that out of there. Wow. I mean, it looks like that thing would have weighed a lot, you know? He didn't look like he was that heavy that he would literally scrape rock off like a layer of rocks. It's like a Nazca foot. That's what this is. It's Nazca foot. Anyway, I know I'm joking, but this is so weird. God, it's just real. It's amazing.
Easily, it could be easily made. Definitely, could it be a hoax? What we're looking at here, but look at the features. They're definitely some strange characteristics.
You got 3 toes. It looks like you got one long toe, and then these 2 side
right
toes
here
to support the feet. But again, anybody could go in there, etch it with their hands, and then easily create these footprint. But he sees. I guess there's some investigation, and there's a series of footprints that seem to come and go from the area, and there's no other, human footprints around it. So that's kind of interesting. This photograph from within the car, and looking out through the glass, that's kind of hard to do in Photoshop, I would imagine. So who knows? Are these authentic photographs? Did this transporter in Brazil have the most terrifying experience of his life? Because these images are kind of terrifying. What do you make of this, Brian? A big hoax? Is this real or is this fake?
Yeah, most descriptions of these alien beings have larger heads and very skinny bodies. These are almost proportionate to a human size. So could it be somebody in a costume? That's the question. But if it is real, we're looking at really good evidence right here.
Absolutely. Maybe aliens come in all shapes and sizes. You never know. Like you said, Brent, they did kind of match the regular form of a human body. We'll leave it up to you to decide, everybody. And I want to get your comments below.
That's just crazy, right? I don't know what to believe. I really don't. I mean, they talk about these things right here like it could be a costume, but then we see why is he... If you're out in that environment as a human with bare feet, you're asking for a very painful evening. That doesn't make sense that you would walk around like that with your feet like that if you're trying to fake it. Yes, maybe you dip into the whiskey or whatever your spirit of choice is, but nonetheless, to pull a hoax off? No, I don't know, man.
I want to thank everybody for joining us on this special episode. It's been our pleasure bringing you the top UFO phenomenon, the meta propulsion, what's behind it. It's you guys that are capturing these incredible sightings and submitting your videos to us right here at Third Phase of Moon. My email is in the description below. I want to thank the team members, Goofon, for chiming in tonight, and Michael from Dark Hour Paranormal. It's exciting stuff. Go check them out on our sister channel, UFO Reports, and go check them out on their channels. Now, don't forget, check out Countdown to Disclosure. Let's get it to the top place. It's going big and it's going strong. And Third Phase of Moon is the pinnacle for the information, coming in and bringing it to you as fast as possible. Blake Cousins, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.